friends, good evening. Welcome to my YouTube channel Inhale Academy. Friends, today we will discuss about nursing management of bone. In previous session, we already discussed about what is bone and its classification and pathophysiology of bone. Friends, इस वीडियो को देखने के लिए ऊपर आई बटन के ऊपर क्लिक कीजिए. Let's start today's topic, nursing management of bone. There are 4 phases of nursing management of patient with bone. First one phase is resuscitation or emergent phase. Second one phase is resuscitative phase or fluid resuscitative phase. Third one phase is acute phase. Fourth one phase is rehabilitation phase. Discuss one by one. First one phase is resuscitation or emergent phase. This phase starts from when bone occurs. In this phase, our first responsibility is we escape the patient from bone. In this phase, we provide emergency care to patient. Here, we do ABC analysis, means airway, breathing and circulation. We should analysis airway, breathing and circulation. Then next, cover the body with clean cloth and administered injection TT to prevent tetanus. Cover body with clean cloth to prevent from infection. Remove jewelry to prevent compartment syndrome. Then start IV fluids and send the patient to bone ward or ICU according to patient's condition and according to physician's advice. Once patient transport to bed in ICU or ward, first we do assessment. First we assess the percentage of bone and thickness of bone. Assess the patient percentage by using rule of 9 and assess the thickness of bone. Then we focus on respiratory system to assess the patency of airway and assess the injury to the oropharynx. Then assess the vocal cord to know about the quality of voice. In respiratory system, we assess the breathing pattern and auscultate the lungs and auscultate the lung sound. And we also do ABG analysis. In ABG analysis, we check the carbon dioxide and oxygen level of the patient. Then next we assess the carboxyhemoglobin level of the patient. Depending of the carboxyhemoglobin level in the blood, we should administer 100% oxygen through non-breather face mask to patient, which is properly fit to the patient. Then insert central line in major bone case. If IV peripheral cannula is not found, then we must insert central line to patient for providing IV fluid to the patient. Always avoid subcutaneous and IM injection to patient because tissue damage is already there, so absorption is not confirmed in bone patient. That's why we always prefer IV route, that is peripheral IV route or central IV route. Then next one is insert Foley's catheter and nasogastric tube. Insert Foley's catheter to measure the urine output and it is informed to physician. Then insert NG tube to prevent paralytic ileus. Then next one is we don't give oral medication to patient in major bone because there is more chances of aspiration. So in major bone patient, we should not prefer oral medication. We always prefer IV medication to patient. This is all about the care which we give in major bone patient. Then what are the management we should do in minor bone patient? In minor bone patient, we give injection TT to patient to prevent tetanus. Then we give analgesic to manage the pain level in the patient. Then we focus on wound care in the patient. Second one phase is resuscitative phase. Resuscitative phase is otherwise known as fluid resuscitative phase. In this phase, we give IV fluid to patient through IV cannula or central line. By using fluid calculation formula, the most common fluid calculation formula is Parkland formula, that is RL 4 ml into kg body weight of patient into percentage of TBSA. Here percentage of TBSA means percentage of total body surface area bond, that is calculated by using rule of 9, which I already discussed in previous session. Then half of the fluid is given in first 8 hours, means when the bone occurs, not when patient come to us. When the bone occurs, that is the first 8 hours of the patient, and rest half of the fluid is given in next 16 hours. Then fluid administration depend on the urine output of the patient. If the urine output is more than 50 ml per hour, then you also decrease your fluid as advised by physicians. How will you know that your patient is out of shock? Improve the consciousness of the patient. Urine output is more than 30 to 50 ml per hour. Vitals become normal, that is BP become normal, heart rate become normal. Then hemoglobin and hematocrit level also become normal. This is the criteria a patient out of shock. Then in resuscitative phase, we continue assess the respiration of the patient. If the respiration is gradually decreased, then you should go for mechanical ventilation as advised by physician. If the patient is in mechanical ventilation, you must do the ET tube care, means electrical tube care. Then next one point is prevent infection by using protective isolation technique. Then minimize fluid loss from body by using bed cradle. And the bed cradle prevent the weight bearing to the patient. Then continuous check the temperature of the patient. Then you send the stool to laboratory for identify the occult blood. Then you continuous assess the bowel sound to find out the paralytic ileus. You should do urine examination to find out hemoglobin in the urine or if there is any myoglobin in the urine. Elevate the patient's extremity to prevent edema. If fracture, then you should not elevate your extremity. Then according to physician's advice, you should do chest x-ray to rule out any pulmonary complication. The most important thing in bone patient is nutrition. BMI is increased in bone patient 40 to 100 times more as compared to normal patient. 5000 kilocalorie per day you should give to patient, and high vitamin rich diet, high carbohydrate diet, high protein diet you should be give to patient. Then next one phase is acute phase. In acute phase, patient is already hemodynamically stable, so we focus on wound care. Then for wound care, we should do hydrotherapy. The bone area is not dipped in water more than 30 minutes. It should be dipped in water for only 30 minutes and remove the dead tissue. That is known as hydrotherapy. In acute phase, we also manage the pain level of the patient by using analgesic. Then next one is fasciotomy. Fasciotomy is an incision through the skin, fat and muscular fascia to relieve pressure. Fasciotomy prevents the compartment syndrome. As it is very painful, we should do the fasciotomy under anesthesia, or before we go to this procedure, premedicated anesthesia is given to the patient. Then there is dressing to the bone patient. There are two types of dressing. First one is closed wound dressing and open wound dressing. We always prefer closed wound dressing because the prognosis is better in closed wound dressing than open wound dressing. In closed wound dressing, it prevents contracture formation, it decreases or it minimizes the fluid and electrolyte loss from the patient, it decreases the pain level of the patient, it provides support. And in open wound, that is there is bad prognosis, but one benefit is there, the observation of wound is easily in open wound dressing, but we always prefer closed wound dressing because good prognosis is closed wound dressing. Then next one phase is rehabilitation phase. In rehabilitation phase, we give treatment of contracture or we give treatment for fracture. If any fracture during bone, then we give treatment to fracture and treatment of the contracture which is caused due to bone, and we go for grafting. What is grafting? Mainly we do autografting in bone patient. Autografting means a graft of the tissue from one point to another of the same individual body to repair the scarred skin. That is known as grafting. In rehabilitation phase, patient is already hemodynamically stable, so we go for treatment of contracture, treatment of fracture and grafting. Autografting is more common, but you also go for other grafting. Friends, this much for today's topic. Hope you will like this video. For more informative video, please do like, subscribe and share. Thank you.